Jeremiah 29 verse 11.
YouTube.
God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you
Excuse
a
me, I'm
hope
sorry, guys.
and a future." That is a scripture that I hold dear to my heart, because God is not a man that he should lie. So if he says he has a plan for me,
He does.
If he says he has plans to prosper me,
He does.
I have that much confidence in him to know if he said it, that's just what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. How you doing? It's your brother BOLO V&R. We in this space again. I don't know what's going on with my soundboard, but I don't know if I have time to fix it right now. It's going to take up some time on the show, which I really don't think I have. So I am just going to move on, ladies and gentlemen. Most of my sounds on there is just, it's not registering for some reason. And, excuse me. I don't know why that is, but hey, we're going to move on with the show. So, you guys see the title, y'all see what time it is. The done for one order was taken out by the police force. No, I'm not trying to make this political, right? I'm looking at this from a human rights perspective, right? Is this the approach that we actually want moving forward? Is this how we want to approach solving crime? I have so many questions, and the questions that I have is because of some things that the Prime Minister said and Horace Chang said, and some of you guys might have been aware of it, but me personally, I did not. I only heard about the things that the Prime Minister said. I never really got into the detail of it, right? I never really got into the detail of it about what they said. But in this one, we're gonna go into the detail of it. Triumphant Healing and Deliverance Ministries, blessings to you. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Please hit the like button coming in. Please hit the like button coming in. Oh, everything good. Okay. Hey, there we go. God is the greatest. God is the greatest. I don't know what I did, but hey, we're back. We're back. We're back. My soundboard is back, ladies and gentlemen. Share the live, please. Share the live, please. Yes, Lord. So, one of the very first things that I want to examine. First of all, how did we get here? How did we get here? Well, let me copy this link and let me show you. Let me show you how Miss Chicago, the beautiful Miss Chicago. Hey, how you doing, Miss Chicago? What's up, baby? Salute to you, salute to you, salute to ya. Man, I had a good nap. Oh my goodness. I had a great nap. So recently, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing okay, Miss Chicago. The reason why I say I'm doing okay is because this cause the reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm not doing so okay, Miss Chicago, is because I'm a little bit under the weather in terms of, the time and the change of weather and all this cold stuff, my sinuses. So I'm not 100%, but I am giving thanks. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving thanks, man. I'm giving thanks. All right. So yeah, no complaining. I don't like to complain because there's always somebody out there doing worse than you are. So I'm never into the complaining stuff, to be honest with you. Now, I am blessed and I'm highly favored. Let me say that. I am blessed and highly favored. Now, the gentleman you're looking at on your screen to the right or to your left, I don't know which one it is for you. That is the one. The gentleman that you're looking at your left there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the one order gang. Don. I'm just gonna say allegedly, and he's now deceased. There was a shootout in Kingston that resulted, well, not Kingston, Spanish Town, that resulted in him no longer being here with us. Let me say that. And it is a sad case, and the reason why it's a sad case is because that's a life that is lost. You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, that's a soul. More importantly, that's a soul that is no longer with us, that has perished. You know, the devil is taking souls out here, man. And I'm saying, as a society, can we do better? Can we do better in can we do rehabilitation? I don't know. Just some stuff on my mind, you know. Can we make it a way where, and like the video, please like the video before coming through the door, ladies and gentlemen. Can we make it a way where, you know, the individuals like him, and I'm not speaking about him specifically, I'm saying individuals like him that either chooses a life like the one he chose or ends up in a life like the one he chose. Can we make it a way where individuals like him, you know, find another way out, basically? Can we do that? Does it have to be that they end up, you know, 6 feet under? Does it have to be that? I'm just asking. You know, I'm just asking. And there's a reason why I'm asking. I believe the wrong message is being sent, unfortunately. But I'm not going to talk too much longer. I'm just going to play the clip.
Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, the police say they are maintaining a strong presence in the Ellerslie Pen community of St. Catherine, which was the scene of pandemonium between themselves and residents Wednesday morning.
The police have also released the names of several men they're trying to get a hold of for questioning.
Now, as you'll hear in this report, the police units were damaged while the officers tried to carry out the operation.
The police say they went to the community to apprehend a man they identified as Running Hope. Things got ugly as they were about to leave with him. We were told that residents began hurling stones and other implements at the lawmen. It was at that time the man they came for escaped. Their service vehicles were also damaged.
4 service vehicle tires were slashed.
The police say, upon realizing that the situation had escalated, they took non-lethal action to prevent any loss of life or to prevent further damage to their service vehicles.
The citizens then blocked several roadways. They lit fires to debris along some of the roads leading to Ellerslie Pen. The police, with the help of members from the Jamaica Fire Brigade, managed to clear the roadways.
A resident, however, claimed she was roughed up by the police officers who entered her house asking several questions. She's also accusing the officers of physical abuse.
One of them box me and I drop and I lick up my back, and then 2 of them come over me and I hold me by my marina and I draw me out. So I hold on to another 2 of them foot because them a draw me, so I hold on to another 2, and that's when the next one come and thump me in my head side. Then them lift me up and throw me out and literally throw me and I land right at the door and I lick up. And me and one of them out there start wrestle because them push me and kick me out the door and say stay out there. So
the police are now asking the following men to present themselves for questioning: Running Hope or Ron, Tajrin Balfour, Glenn White or Bally, Kevin White or Twin, Shamar Demar or Boise, a man known only as Ranger or Prezi. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
Alright, so you see the title, Crime is Out of Control in Jamaica. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Salute to you, my brother. So that is one incident that I had to take a look at. Now I have to share my screen. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody is doing well. Please hit the like button coming through the door. It's free, guys. It's free. You know, don't worry. You're not going to be charged. All right. You can just hit the like button. All right. Thank you. Let's listen to this.
Media.com.
Up first this evening, the police say they are maintaining a strong presence in the Ellerslie Pen community of St. Catherine, which was a scene of pandemonium between themselves and...
They were about to leave with...
Oh, yeah. I just played this. Lord have mercy. My bad, y'all. My bad. That's not the clip I'm looking for. It's not the clip I'm looking for. Lord Jesus. This is what I'm looking for.
Watch out for you. Watch this one with the shield. Yeah, like get you one with the shield. See him over the side front, get you with the shield.
Ariana, how you doing? So, yeah. This is the tires being cut. Crazy what happened in Spanish Town, man. Look at this.
Now we visit a tire shop. I try that man, puncher. See me here. Here then me tell us say don't carry down forget black in the where people them black back the road. No make it turn down this brother.
Right? It's scenes after scenes after scenes after scenes. Right? Can't take your music. But this is an active shootout situation that happened in Spanish Town. Apparently the police them look up an operation. You get me? Look at this.
It's free, then I saw them walk alone.
Yeah, a different boy them.
Some if one in the front will come this morning.
See TG they come, a different boy them there.
This one a black vehicle.
Yeah. Okay.
Cutting edge, what up, my brother?
Dog. Some chat in a clap and then dirty blood clot everybody.
Look how them bend down. Look how them bend down.
Looking at the foot Jeep here. Yeah, but me nah push out on the fancy black. Me nah run no joke.
These are residents of Spanish Town in their houses or apartments. You get me? People, this is the Jamaican people, you know. I said the police them not bad enough. And them call for backup. This is Spanish Town. There's so much to unpack there because on one hand, I understand what the police have to deal with. On the other hand, just taking people out. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but when you hear what our Prime Minister and the opposition and the when you hear what the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, Security Minister said, hey, I'm gonna let them speak for themselves. Listen to this. Just listen to this.
Our bite of the week comes from Prime Minister Andrew Holness. He was condemning gunmen who executed 8 people and injured 9 in Churchill Lane, Clarendon on Sunday. Here's our bite of the week.
Take my words very seriously. I am personally looking on all areas of the organization to ensure that all the resources necessary from the state, whether it is the financing, whether it is the international cooperation, whether it is the legislative support, will be made available to security forces to pursue this relentlessly. They must either meet a judge or meet their maker.
So that is a strong message from the Prime Minister of the country, that criminals, or those specific criminals, should either meet a judge or meet their maker. Can we just take out the meet your maker part? That's where I'm at with it. And the reason why I say that is because there's no coming back from meeting your maker. No coming back from that. The individuals that are in crime and all of these things, yes, granted, I agree that they are in a space where we don't want them to be.
Correct.
Right? And you know, I don't think it's the solution. And the calling number is in the title, ladies and gentlemen. This is an interactive show today. My people in Jamaica are around the world, you know, wherever you are, you can call me. The number is 1-876-451-6535. You can call me on WhatsApp, right? So my thing is this statement right here.
I continue. Let me express my deep condolences to the family members of those who perished in this very brutal attack, with the 5 persons who were killed. And as I'm looking at one of the cars in which one of the victims perished. The challenge that we've always had in communities like these is that there are persons who claim that they lead the community, that they have some leadership role, and they ascribe to themselves the title God. And there is a battle for control, for turf. For many communities, the residents see this as just part of normal existence. There is someone there who is claiming to protect the community. There is someone who you can go to for immediate assistance. But I think more and more Jamaicans are realizing that these men who claim to want to protect the communities, or call themselves elders or don or dads or whatever term they may choose to describe themselves, they are nothing but criminals, lowlifes, people whose only intent is to undermine your security. And if they are allowed to do so, they will ultimately claim your life. They are of no value to the communities.
No, I have a problem with 2 things he said there. Yes, they are criminals, but they have no value to the community. So you can just dispose of them. You're making them less than a human being when you put them in that category. So when you now say, let them meet their judge or meet their maker, you know, it kind of sends the wrong message for me. And I think we're going down a dangerous path, because in a system that is so corrupt like Jamaica, you know, somebody can easily be wrongfully, you know, labeled as somebody that is a part of that group of low lives and people that is of no value. God takes anybody. God is the final judge, and God takes anybody if their heart is sincere and they want to repent and change. So who are you as the Prime Minister or the leader of any country that God knows what you've done? God knows what you and Horace Chang have been a part of. Horace Chang is allegedly, according to WikiLeaks, was in organized crime in America. But somehow he's the Minister of Security, or the Minister of Security in Jamaica. And we're going to get to him next. How you doing, RJ? We're going to get to him next.
And it is about time that all communities, all members of the communities, realize that these persons serve no good purpose.
These persons serve no good purpose? This is actually the first time I'm hearing this in detail. I've never heard this clip before. I've only heard that he said the one line, but this is deep.
It was an organized activity, and all communities are at peril of this. there must be no support, no favor, no sympathy.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold up. There must be no favor or sympathy? Wow. Listen, man. Hey, you see when it's time for you to get judged, Mr. Andrew Holness? I hope you remember when you said this. I hope you remember when you said this. I'm going to play it back again.
Persons who organize that, they are criminals and they must be seen in that way. And I have said before, when a similar incident like this occurred in Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon, that we will pursue them and the decision is theirs. Either they meet a judge or they meet their maker. I encourage them to meet a judge. Jamaica is not going to sit back and allow organized criminals to threaten the security of the nation and destroy the peace of community.
No, my thing is this, right? Since as the police are such sharpshooters here in Jamaica, only can shoot the man in their leg or shoot him in their arm so he can go meet the judge. Why is it that the automatic thing is to meet their maker? You hear him say it's either you meet the judge or you meet the maker. Why you can't just meet the hospital or meet the judge? You understand what I'm saying, guys? If you understand what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat. I don't like this. I don't like this stance that the Prime Minister and Horace Chang is taking. And I'm gonna come back to this clip, you know. I'm gonna come back to this clip. But listen to this from Horace Chang. For those who don't know. Alright, listen to this. Hold on, let me skip this.
To other news now, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has sought to clarify his shoot-to-kill directive to members of the security forces when they engage criminals in a gunfight. Now, during a post-cabinet press briefing this morning, the Deputy Prime Minister, who has been receiving mixed reactions, says his comments were taken out of context. Jamila Maitland has our story.
If they are attacked by brutal gunmen, they must fire back. That's the term I use, which means return fire. And I went on to say, I'm entreating the commissioner to train them well. They should not miss, because if they miss, they die.
National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, when asked about his controversial shoot-to-kill statement during post-cabinet press briefing this morning.
I never said any instruction. There's no policy or instruction of shoot-to-kill. I think it was quite clear indicated that after giving a good outline of the changes in the police force and the fact that extrajudicial killing is not a part of our culture at all at this stage. Not only by virtue of oversight from INDECOM, but the professional standards branch to the force.
And as it relates to denying injured criminals access to emergency response vehicles, such as ambulances, the National Security Minister seemed to double down on his position. He argued that the healthcare system is being burdened with gunshot victims, several of whom are criminals.
Yo, this is a wild statement. This man said the healthcare system is being burdened by gunshot victims. Oh my God. This is worse than I thought. So to save the healthcare system from being burdened, just unalive them. Oh my God.
Hey, who mans is this? Who mans is this?
Yo. Do you guys hear this? This is worse than I thought. Oh my God.
Oversight from INDECOM, but the professional standards branch to the force.
And as it relates to denying injured criminals access to emergency response vehicles, such as ambulances, the National Security Minister seemed to double down on his position. He argued that the healthcare system is being burdened with gunshot victims, several of whom are criminals.
The settled policy on dealing with anyone injured in a police operation is that the police vehicles, which are emergency vehicles, take them to a hospital. That has been going on. If there was a comment about the cost of it, yes, nobody likes the idea that when you're waiting in the hospital, in that emergency area, that the service will occupy for 3-4 hours, save a criminal, but they do. And I indicated clearly one of the challenges I have is that when the police take criminals to hospital and save their lives.
But the opposition People's National Party
What can go so? What can go so? what can go so
To double down on his position, he argued that the healthcare system is being burdened with gunshot victims, several of whom are criminals.
The settled policy on dealing with anyone injured in a police operation is that the police vehicles or emergency vehicles take them to a hospital. And that has been going on. If there was a comment about the cost of it, yes, nobody likes the idea that when you are waiting in the hospital in that emergency area, that the surgeons will occupy it for 3-4 hours saving a criminal, but they do. And I indicated clearly one of the challenges I have is that when the police take criminals to hospital and save their lives.
But the opposition People's National Party, Indicom, human rights groups, among others, have condemned his comments. However, there are those who agree with the National Security Minister while alluding to the country's crime wave. And like the private sector organization of Jamaica, Dr. Chang said there is a need for short-term immediate intervention. However, with the issues of the regulations under the state of public emergency, the People's National Party has made it clear it will not support SOEs.
We have a discussion with the PNP. We know exactly where they are and we know exactly what we like, but we have to ensure that whatever we do is appropriate legally.
He said discussions are underway to craft a piece of legislation to achieve just that. But when asked how soon the Enhanced Security Measures Bill will be placed on the legislative agenda,
I cannot give you a timeline on it.
Yo, so me have to call somebody. This is unbelievable. Yo, I never knew it was this bad. No, I have to call somebody. Me have to call somebody. Somebody call me. The number is 187. No put in the chat because no sir, Sharon. Let me call Sharon. Let me call Sharon. You available? You there work? No sir. No, me stress out. Me can't believe what the man just said a while ago. He is saying that people are upset that they have to be waiting in the hospital, right? And that a criminal is getting, not a human being, you know. We all make mistakes in life. We all go down the wrong path. And I want to put this caveat in there. Guns never came to Jamaica before politicians brought them here. I say that again. Guns never came to Jamaica until politicians brought them here. And now we have a politician saying that, one, Andrew, let me play back his words. Let me play back his words, ladies and gentlemen. Let me play back his words. I don't want to misquote this man. I want you guys to listen to keenly to what the Prime Minister said about criminals.
Before I continue, let me express my deep condolences to the family members of those who perished in this very brutal attack, where 5 persons were killed. And as I'm looking at one of the cars in which one of the victims perished. The challenge that we've always had in communities like this is that there are persons who claim that they lead the community, that they have some leadership role, and they ascribe to themselves the title Don. And there is a battle for control, for turf, of any.
Didn't everyone Wilmington say he's a Don? But let's continue.
Communities, the residents see this as just part of normal existence. There is someone there who is claiming to protect the community. There is someone who you can go to for immediate assistance. But I think more and more Jamaicans are realizing that these men who claim to want to protect the communities or call themselves elders or Don or dads or whatever term they may choose to describe themselves, they are nothing but criminals, lowlifes, people whose only intent is to undermine your security. And if they are allowed to do so, they will ultimately claim your life. They are of no value to the communities. And it is about time that all communities, all members of the communities, realize that these persons serve no good purpose. It was an organized activity, and all communities are at peril of this. There must be no support, no favor, no sympathy for these persons who organize that. They are criminals and they must be seen in that way. And I have said before, when a similar incident like this occurred in Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon, that we will pursue them and the decision is theirs. Either they meet a judge or they meet their maker. I encourage them to meet a judge. Jamaica is not going to sit back and allow organized criminals to threaten the security of the nation and destroy the peace of communities.
Some criminals decided that this was not to their liking. Not only did they protest, they killed and murdered
5 individuals. Police was able to respond quickly and identify at least one perpetrator who at that time was willing to engage the police in combat, and he was killed and a firearm recovered.
You guys,
says his comments were taken out of context. Jamila Maitland has our story.
If they are attacked by brutal gunmen, they must fire back. That's the term I use, which means return fire. And I went on to say, I'm entreating the commissioner to train them well. They should not miss, because if they miss, they die.
National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, when asked about his controversial shoot-to-kill statement during post-cabinet press briefing this morning.
I never said any instruction. There's no policy or instruction of shoot to kill. I think it was quite clear indicated that after giving a good outline of the changes in the police force and the fact that extrajudicial killing is not a part of our culture at all at this stage, not only by virtue of oversight from INDECOM, but the professional standards branch to the force.
And as it relates to denying injured criminals access to emergency response vehicles, such as ambulances, the National Security Minister seemed to double down on his position. He argued that the healthcare system is being burdened with gunshot victims, several of whom are criminals.
The settled policy on dealing with anyone injured in a police operation is that the police vehicles or emergency vehicles take them to a hospital. That has been going on. If there was a comment about the cost of it, yes, nobody likes the idea that when you're waiting in a hospital, in that emergency area, that the surgeons are occupied for 3-4 hours saving a criminal, but they do. And I indicated clearly one of the challenges I have is that when the police take criminals to hospital and save their lives.
But the opposition People's National Party, INDECOM, human rights groups, among others, have condemned his comments. However, there are those who agree with the National Security Minister while alluding to the country's crime wave. And like the private sector organization of Jamaica, Dr. Chang said there is a need for short-term immediate intervention. However, with the issues of the regulations under the state of public emergency, the People's National Party has made it clear it will not support SOEs.
We have a discussion with the PNP. We know exactly where they are, and we know exactly what we like, but we have to ensure that what we do is appropriate legally.
He said discussions are underway to craft a piece of legislation to achieve just that. But when asked how soon the Enhanced Security Measures Bill will be placed on the legislative agenda,
I cannot give you a timeline on it. I've learned that the hard way. But we expect some quick response because we have to, outcome from the law has to be more timely, because we do have a major problem on our hands.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
We need help, Jamaica. We need help. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I have to call somebody. I have to call somebody right now. This is crazy. Alright? I call my moderator. My moderator watch me right now. I call my moderator. Hopefully she's available. If not, I'm gonna call somebody else. Looks like she's not available. Alright. Sharon, where there? You're supposed to Let me try somebody else now. I'm never really called before. That's in the chat right now. I hope she answers. Yes, I'm calling you. I'm calling you. More hear from the people, man. Me want to hear from the people, and people. More hear everybody perspective on this. Do you believe that this is right? This approach by the government is right? That's the number, guys. Call me on WhatsApp. That's the number right there. All right. Last one.
Bolo me done.
One more.
Are you for me done enough? Are you not fire no gun?
Me don't want me done enough.
You know, me did listen to live, you know, but me get one foreign call. And take the call because I see and like how me come on for the live, you know, because I'm still in a work for my little granddaughter spelling already, my tomorrow it is. So me see the phone ringing, you know, but you me dep on the other call, me couldn't cut off it.
Alright. So at first me really I see the full statements of Andrew Holness and Orange Chang in regards to criminal. What I understand from it is that these people are low lives, you know, them is less than human being, and that the energy that me get. I don't know about anybody else.
But you're getting late.
Yeah.
But the energy me get from them long time.
Alright, so I never
long time, and that's why my spirit now go mess with them because for them spirit dirty.
Right.
A dirty spirit them I work with.
So
and we can't mix with the dirty spirit.
So when Chang said the people have upset say them are use the resources them in the hospital them to save the criminal them life. What
resources in a which hospital?
He must say the hospital them me played the video a while ago. Like when a criminal get shot and him not dead, he must say somebody after they in the hospital and wait forget you know service or aid from the people them, but instead of them getting the service or aid,
the criminal them
are get it and people upset about it. So I am asking the question, what message does that send to the people?
Say you have to just kill them and then go throw them down at their house.
Thank you. That is the message that I got. And he did not apologize for it, although
that is a clear message. He's only an idiot no wouldn't get that message. Clear message.
Alright. And then
you know what me look on how they treat people, children, children, coming like I know human being them born from. An animal them. Me not say me not support wrongdoing, you know. Me not support wrongdoing.
Never that.
Me have one boy pitney and two girl. And from my son 4-year-old, I have been putting it in her head. You see wrongdoing, you see mix up in a gang,
right?
Dealing with gun, stealing, raping and something. If you get yourself involved, I am not your mother. Because I'm not gonna look at you.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it. And my son is 30-year-old now and I never. What me say? Never have to go now with one day yet say me I go look like I have to go take him out of trouble. Never. My son get this little child when my son at 24-year-old and he hide it from me. Hide it. And somebody send one picture, come give me one man, me wake up and see one baby picture on my phone and me text the girl and me say, who is that? Right. And he say, your grandpitney. Congratulations. I say you can't congratulate me on my first grand pitney this me about whose child?
Yeah.
He say my son pitney. And me call him same time and me say, you get one pitney? Mommy, me need to go tell you, what me afraid you not go cuss me. Me say, what me go cuss you for you live on my yard? Me say, you're underage. Me say, what me go cuss you for? Me say, look here, stand up to your responsibility. He say, and for the little girl, 2+ of me have around, she's 6 or 7 now. And every Sunday, he take time off. Sometimes he have to work on Sunday. Sometimes he left him work and say, I come pay attention to his child.
Right.
And I can't put my neck on the block. Because number one, ill manners, disrespectful. Because when it come to old people, him love old people different.
Right.
So me want to know why women and my son never in father life more than so. Sometimes after 2 years, see father and same place in Jamaica, your father did they.
Right.
And I grew that boy, grow him to have respect for older people, for younger people, for middle-aged people. And he is like that right now. So in a easy ball office, you have your son in your house and you can talk to him and tell him when something wrong or when he right.
But
it still not look good for you have people that kill them and destroy them like dog.
Yeah,
It don't look good.
My thing is this. Who created the gang culture in Jamaica? The politician them.
The politician them.
So we want the Jamaican people them for really. And this is not a labor right or PNP thing.
Not a PNP thing.
We are Jamaicans.
It's a Jamaica thing.
Yes. One of your children is going to get Radam, according to the Prime Minister. Radam? Radam.
Yes. And at the same time, he go back when he look vote for February election, he say every ghetto youth is a star.
Right. So on one hand, these people are low lives, scum of the earth. They are of no value to the community. This is what the man is saying, And God very often takes these same type of people and change them and make them become an example. As an inspiration for others.
Look how much time me see man go to prison. Man go to prison and in a prison get saved and come out back and preach the word of God, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this thing now with this government here, putting this type of ideas out there is very, very damaging, I believe, and it's sending the wrong message to the police force.
And I say something they get to their head and I make them do the things and where they do. So because they say nobody cares about them.
Right, and I'm not supporting any criminals. There are some of them out there.
No, supporting, but me say out of bad good can come.
Yes, but there are some of them out there, right, that definitely there's no recovering from. They have chosen that path. And they understood that they are going to be taken out.
Because guess what? When them start, instead of them start them, then bribe them, and them give them the gun,
Right.
And them give them the gun, When then give them gun, now them tell them say them a bad man. After you tell them say them a bad man, them are going to live the bad life.
So I want the Jamaican people to be realistic. We know that politicians over the years have been linked to criminals. These are the same criminals that they're saying they are low lives. So what does that make the politicians? And if they are found guilty to associate themselves with criminals, what should be the punishment?
Then low life too. Because it takes one to know another.
We're not even talking about the emotional part. If they are associated to criminals and dealing with them on a certain level, where they have contract killing, and if they are found to do these things, the police should go and shoot the politician. Is that what we're saying? Because they are enabling the criminality, They are feeding it.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the situation with Babsy Grange and the brother when them catch the car and it was found that his named the car, So what are we saying?
I talk about that up to this morning.
What are we talking about?
Oh.
You understand? When they really start to peel back the layers and do the reasoning of this thing, these people are telling us that they are on a mission to just exterminate people. because
And
they
don't
have
care
dubbed them
and don't care what
criminals.
happened.
Yeah, and they have given the police officers license and the bucketing for do this. This man talk about
After
that.
them bill it, you know, and at them say one that you don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. So they have become the politicians in my view now. And then Horace Chang has a history, according to WikiLeaks, of organized crime, allegedly. And I'm going to say allegedly until them come out in the news, say the USA is looking for him, right? And they want him and they want extradite him. I will say allegedly until then, but on WikiLeaks, this man, there's information on WikiLeaks that he was a part of organized crime, allegedly. So the man that is the security minister, that is allegedly a part of organized crime, is telling the police that if you miss, you're going to die. So don't miss. So if they
make the law and them turn around Rocky.
If they are such sharpshooters, you can't shoot him on in them hand, you can't shoot him in them leg.
Yeah.
You understand? Make him can't move and can't use one gun while they attacking you.
He make it clear, say you don't want to be taken place in the hospital, you don't want no ambulance. He can come pick them up because it attacks them.
So he just want to discard of them like they're trash. This is what Horace Chang and Andrew Holness is telling the people of Jamaica. Can you imagine one day you are labeled as a gunman wrongfully? Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine one day them get intelligence, quote unquote intelligence, that you are a criminal when you are not, and then the police come for you? Look what happened to Pastor Peter Chambers. Pastor Peter Chambers was, the police had wrong intel on Pastor Peter Chambers that he did something he said something about the Prime Minister that would label him as a terrorist. Right? Right? Like he was calling on the death of the Prime Minister. Nora, what's up? Right? And he was labeled as a terrorist and was sent for. Right? He was sent for. How much man with the rifle? How much police with the rifle? You know, hear the man's story. Gun to him head. Click, click. And it stick several times. Right? So, we are not going to act like it is not possible for, and I'm not talking about this gentleman's situation specifically. I'm just using it as an example because it is the news of the moment. I don't know nothing about this man. I don't know nothing about that situation. If he's innocent or what or all this, I don't know. Right? But we're not going to act like wrong intel cannot be given to the police officer about an individual. This is the most corrupt country in the world. So to have that approach, the approach of meet the maker, right, or meet the judge. I'm saying, they can meet the hospital too and then meet the maker. Meet the judge, sorry. What about rehabilitation? Right? What about the prisoners them? Right? That is in prison. That was calling for rehabilitation. Who remember that? I did a video on that one time. Talking my TV, I first person I play it. With the prisoners them in the prison. Asking for rehabilitation. Begging for a way out. Right? Because they don't want to be criminals anymore. Who remember this? Who remember? This is very well documented. Sorry. But let's listen to the Prime Minister again. I mean, just wow, man. Just wow. I could not believe my ears when I listened to this video earlier. Just now, as a matter of fact, because I never listened to it.
Let me express my deep condolences to the family members of those who perished in this very brutal attack, where 5 persons were killed.
Get the likes up, people. We only have 37 likes. Get the likes up.
One of the victims perished.
Share the life.
The challenge that we have always had in communities like this is that there are persons who claim that they lead the community, that they have some leadership role, and they ascribe to themselves the title Don. And there is a battle for control, for turf. For many communities, the residents see this as just part of normal existence. There is someone there who is claiming to protect the community. There is someone who you can go to for immediate assistance. But I think more and more Jamaicans are realizing that these men who claim to want to protect the communities or call themselves elders or don or dads or whatever term they may choose to describe themselves, they are nothing but criminals, low lives, people whose only intent is to undermine your security. And if they are allowed to do so, they will ultimately claim your life. They are of no value to the communities. And it is about time that all communities, all members of the communities realize that these persons serve no good purpose.
People, you hear the word of the Prime Minister. They serve no good purpose. They are of no value. What do you do with something that has no value and serve no purpose? Now dash away. So isn't he indirectly telling the police to dash for them people them? Or like ghetto people them that live in the ghetto? This is what you voted for, you know, if you voted, you know? This is what you voted for. Look at the perspective of the Prime Minister and Horace Chang in regards to the people that are around you, the culture that they themselves, the politician, created around you, the gang culture, the garrison culture. Is the politician them do it, you know? They are the ones that did it. This is unbelievable, bro. Listen.
It was an organized activity, and all communities are at peril of this. There must be no succor, no favor, no sympathy.
You hear that? The man said there should be no favor or sympathy for these persons. Then the police them were there and the force were here. The Prime Minister of Jamaica said that. What do we expect the police officers to do? What do we expect them to do? This is your head. This is the chief, right? This is the chief of the country, and then you have Horace Chang saying what he said, which is the deputy chief of the country. He's not only the security minister, but he's the deputy chief. We are in trouble, man. Hello, we are in trouble, right? And then the SOEs, all they're doing is imposing these things. All they're doing is exposing these things. Man, yo, I can't believe this, boy. This is just
organized. This is terrible. No value to the communities, and it is about time that all communities, all members of the communities, realize that these persons serve no good purpose. It was an organized activity, and all communities are at peril of this. There must be no succor, no favor, no sympathy for these persons who organize that. They are criminals and they must be seen in that way. And I have said before, when a similar incident like this occurred in Territory Lane in Clarendon, that we will pursue them, and the decision is theirs. Either they meet a judge or they meet Jamaica. I encourage them to meet a judge. Jamaica is not going to sit back and allow organized criminals to threaten the security of the nation and destroy the peace of communities.
Some criminals decided that this was not to their liking. Not only did they protest, they killed and murdered 5 individuals. Police was able to respond quickly and identify at least one perpetrator who at that time was willing to engage the police in combat, and he was killed and a firearm recovered.
Yo, Channel Star. If that was not enough,
We go to other news now. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has sought to clarify his shoot-to-kill directive to members of the security forces when they engage criminals in a gunfight. Now, during a post-cabinet press briefing this morning, the Deputy Prime Minister, who has been receiving mixed reactions, says his comments were taken out of context. Jamila Maitland has our story.
If they are attacked by brutal gunmen, they must fire back. That's the term I use, which means return fire. And I went on to say, I'm entreating the commissioner to train them well. They should not miss, because if they miss, they die.
National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, when asked about his controversial shoot-to-kill statement during post-cabinet press briefing this morning.
I never said any instruction. There's no policy or instruction of shoot to kill. I think it was quite clear indicated that after giving a good outline of the changes in the police force and the fact that extrajudicial killing is not a part of our culture at all at this stage, not only by virtue of oversight from INDECOM, but the professional standards branch of the force.
And as it relates to denying injured criminals access to emergency response vehicles, such as ambulances, the National Security Minister seemed to double down on his position. He argued that the healthcare system is being burdened with gunshot victims, several of whom are criminals.
Yo, that part that just hit me. Me not lie. They're being burdened by gunshot victims. The healthcare system. The healthcare system is being burdened by gunshot victims. One, that means the police they actively shoot about a criminal.
The settled policy on dealing with anyone injured in a police operation is that the police vehicles, which are emergency vehicles, take them to a hospital. That has been going on. If there was a comment about the cost of it, yes, nobody likes the idea that when you're waiting in the hospital, in that emergency area, that the surgeon will occupy it for 3-4 hours saving a criminal. But they do.
So him upset, and he's saying that other people are upset that surgeons are occupied in saving a criminal's life when they should be saving theirs. Because in his eyes, and in those people's eyes, he's more of a human being or a person or individual than the criminal. You know, God is no respecter of men. God is no respecter of men. God doesn't see it that way. God sees the heart of a man. And a criminal might be, and he might have a better heart than you. A lot of these criminals are in these situations because of circumstances, you know. Right? Because they were born into a space that was created by these said politicians, you know. On both sides, by the way. Alright, because like I said, but the stance of this side of the aisle is the issue. That is the issue. The message that they are sending to the police officers is an issue. We cannot move forward like this. What they're doing is breeding other criminals this way, you know. So you shoot the Dan have a family member, you know. Him have people that he actually took care of. Again, you already made a culture of garrison. So there's people in the garrison that continuously hate the police. The only way to fix the garrison is to fix the relationship between the police and the people that live in the garrison. Not to go and shoot them family member. You are creating a war between you and the garrison. That is not how you clean up the garrison. Brute force is not the best force. Love is the greatest force on earth. In the universe, love. That is the greatest force. If you treat these people like animals, when you get an animalistic response, who are you going to blame? I mean, seriously, who are you going to blame? If you see them as animals and treat them as animals, because they should have no mercy according to the Prime Minister. Nobody should feel sorry for them. There should be no sympathy. There should be nothing. And it's funny. Somebody said police come from these garrisons. They were born there. And they became a police officer. My Jamaican people, we have to look within. And the best way to look within is to look to God. God is the final and only answer. Trust me. Trust me.
Ball out! Whoa, we need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
No, I'm gonna play this clip right here. Right.
The prisoners they read that again. Shout out to Lynn Barnett. Illegal activity. That kind of rhyme still. The man them not hope. You have to give the smart ass people in my goddamn chat. Man, shout out to the chat. But the road. The goods. So it's like coming. It's like well literal side.
Prison is a recruiting center for criminal. TVJ, may I ask you please make this go worldwide. Prison
is a recruiting center for criminals. That means that the more you pack up the criminal in a prison and you don't reform them, it's breeding more criminals. So them link with the next link, we link a next link, we link couple link, where they are road, and then the link gets stinker, and then the crime escalates. The man them not no hope. You have to give the man them hope. So when them come out, them have to have jobs where they can create their own business. Because not everybody want to hire somebody that has a record. And them learning a skill actually benefits them more than a lot of people.
Why not these men? Listen, man. Farming, construction, all of these types of skill sets. Why isn't the government actively? And some of these dudes in prison are brilliant, If you expose them to technology, is a next thing that again, you might end up with a genius that can help the state. You get what I'm saying? But to dispose of them and treat them like they are cattle and they're disposables. They're not desirables. Like, man, we can't treat human beings like that, bro. At the end of the day, look at these men that are in prison
that actually work a 9 to 5. Pour them into this. Center.
On a year, what the prison them I say? Prison is a recruiting center for criminal. But when I always hear them talk about the slave ship, I'm going to tell you something I don't know. All of these prisons said all over. At the modern day slave ship.
Yes.
On a dig deep, dive deep and check it out. All of these prison is the modern day slave ship. If you never know, just dive deep and pray it.
Correctional officer suffering grave. You see that? Correctional officer, because we don't call them correctional officer no more. Because the only thing that belongs to them in a correctional is them a wreck them life. Because we see where them a wreck them life, so we call them correctional officer. Collective punishment.
Wow, they are suffering collective punishment. Do these people sound ignorant to you? Or do they sound intelligent?
Exactly.
These people are savable, bro.
Yeah.
They are asking to be saved.
Exactly.
They listen, I don't think I've ever, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've ever seen.
So check this out. People go to prison, face harsh conditions, right? So you can reform them. You put the pressure on them so they know, listen, this is not where you want to be ever. So you don't want to go back into crime. Right? Once they're in that mental state, like these gentlemen here, you have to help them. You have to give them a chance. You never know what these people can become if they really apply themselves, because they have reached to a point where it's either they bury themselves, right, or they uplift themselves. Any one of the two is a possibility. The responsibility of the government is to give them the opportunity to build themselves, right? These people need to see a psychiatrist. They need to be evaluated mentally, not because they're crazy, but just to find where their space is mentally, to see if they can be excuse me, rehabilitated, right? But for the police to go out and shoot to unalive, I mean, come on, bro. We've seen police on video unaliving somebody that was, they didn't even have a pin in their hand. All right, that happened recently. The young man was brought behind a zinc, put on his knee, and bop, bop, bop. I don't know how many shots he got, but hey. So we don't have a clean police force. We don't have a clean police force. And anybody that says I'm lying, you are evil. We do not have a clean police force. We do not have a clean JD. This is the most corrupt country in the world, bruh. So with all of that put together, how are we just, come on, man.
The government.
Prison tough for you. Gun them out the road, you gun them under the beg, I say, this is the mother them out the road, them a feel it. Because watch out, the pit them like the brother brought up. So spend time them, have the people come up, them not get the proper brought up, and them a suffer.
You hear what the man say? The mother them out the road a suffer. When you go to prison, the mother them out the road a suffer with the youth them and they not get no proper brought up. We need the fathers them in the homes.
Virgin, that is a prisoner. I said that enough. That is a prisoner. I give good advice now. Who to tell if this man here, the one other young former gang leader, if he went to prison, if he couldn't change his life? Who to tell? We don't know. But we just not gonna know now because he's no longer here with us. Again, I'm not speaking to the situation like I was there. I don't know what happened. None of that, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to see a new approach from our government. I want to see a new approach where, dealing with high-level criminals is concerned. That's what I want to see. I don't think that is too much to ask. And I think it's more than doable. The opposition, People's National Party, seems to be with that particular idea as well. But crime is definitely out of control. We need to stop saying that it is not, because it is a damn lie if you say that. It's a damn lie. But I wish more people had called in. But I'm gonna end it off there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna end it off there. Alright? I'm not trying to get these live streams too much over an hour anymore. I just want to make my point on a specific topic and then I go. No. If the people in the chat is engaged more, you're late, Splash Digi, you have to watch a replay. If the people in the chat is engaged more, of course, I'm definitely I'm definitely into having a longer time on here. But if you guys are not engaged in terms of calling in, I'm just going to pack it in and say have a good night. Period. You feel me? I want more engagement from the people. That is my wish. I want more engagement in the chat. I need you guys to hit the like button. How are the likes looking? Mighty God. The like button is a problem. You know, like, I don't know why. It's like people. It's like some of you guys feel like, oh no, I'm not gonna hit the like button because hey, I'm like when I spite the content creator or something. I see 700 people, 1,000 people watching Mystic, and when I look at the like button, I see 100 likes. I'm like, what? Please, guys, just get used to coming as a go to a person's video. Just hit the like button. Make it a habit. The first thing you do, right? If you really support a platform, if you are a supporter of a platform, the first thing you do, you don't even have to wait till the person go live. Once it's them schedule a live or they have a premiere, if them send the link in the group before the premiere start, go and hit the like button and drop a comment. It boosts the algorithm of the video to go out. Another thing you can do is sharing the live, people. That's another thing you can do. Share the live. Alright? But it's very, very discouraging. It's very honestly, the labor right them I watch. Oh excuse me. You know I never thought about that. Oh God. Don't tell me the people that are watching me that are not hitting the like button. You guys are upset because we're telling the truth. Remember, we're all Jamaicans, you know. Remember that we're all Jamaicans. Everything I'm saying up here is for the betterment of Jamaica. And I stand on that. Yes, it is. It is. There was even a clip of did I play that clip? There was even a clip of I didn't play the clip, but there was even a clip of what's she name? Miss Archer. There was a clip of Miss Archer.
So a recent statement by the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, has picked up feedback ranging from caution to concurrence.
Yeah, with the lie,
exploring the legality of the statement and what it means for human rights and consequences. Daniel Archer is the Director of National Integrity Action, and Hugh Faulkner, Commissioner of the Independent Commission of Investigations, and they're both with us in studio. Morning to you both. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Sim and I mentioned this last week. We have, don't know if you know, but we have what we call hot topics.
Right.
And when I read the statement, I said I did not see where the minister said shoot to kill. I guess there's an inference that that's what he meant. I'm going to start with you, sir, Mr. Faulkner. But I didn't see that. Where in that statement did he say shoot to kill, or where in that statement did he say something that meant shoot to kill?
Right. Well, Neville, I would prefer to respond to the principle, because as you know, when a minister comments, then that pervades the media, and the discussions in the media would take it to mean shooting to kill, and the media itself, I believe, had given that headline. And I believe if you're expending lethal, deadly force, then death is a likely consequence. Accordingly, Indicom could not leave that debate in the public sector without comment. In other words, we have to honor the first principle in section 13.3 of the Constitution, which is the preservation and the right to life. Life.
You hear that? Preservation and the right to life. Say that again, my boss.
In the public sector without comment. In other words, we have to honor the first principle in section 13.3 of the Constitution, which
the Constitution, you know,
which is the preservation and the right to life.
No, when Orange Chang said nobody likes when the man them dey in the hospital and I take up space, pretty much. And then if hours I get surgery from the man I get surgery from the surgeon in the hospital. Right? When him said that,
I mean, bro, that's not preserving of life. That's going against the Constitution. Like, what we are talking about? Horace Chang, a security minister, is going against the Constitution when he says something like that.
In other words, we have to honor the first principle in section 13.3 of the Constitution, which is the preservation and the right to life. Life, having lost, cannot be returned. It is irreversible. Plus, the force orders of the security forces require everything to be done to preserve human life. In other words, if a citizen of Jamaica, regardless of the circumstances, gets injured, he or she is entitled to expeditious medical attention.
Okay, so let me contextualize this a little bit.
Want to hear that?
A little bit of devil's advocate, because the right to life means that our police officers should live too.
Yes.
And in the defense of their duties, right? If they're being shot at, then somebody would say, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Let me contextualize it for the folks who missed the statement. Minister Chang said, anytime a man takes up a gun after a police officer, I expect commissioner to train them so that when him fire, he must not miss. There may be fatal shootings because man shoots guns after them. I'm not telling any policeman not to fire back, and I said it here in Westmoreland. I'm not sending any ambulance out there either. I don't want him to come give it.
The man said him not sending any ambulance out there either. Mighty God. That means him not telling him to shoot to kill. The statement is clear.
The trouble to the hospital. I'm not in that business. You go to hospital, it costs us $10 million to save him life. I'm not into that. When criminals to police come, he must surrender.
In this app, a person.
Uno hear this? Me know some late, you know, but mighty God of Daniel.
Yes, I know you're ready. Go on, jump in. Yes, Daniel.
Sir Partner is right, and you're also correct. It wasn't said explicitly. The NIA is concerned about the fact that you could interpret that it could be the suggestion that you're encouraging them to go outside the bounds of the rule of law.
Exactly.
And good governance, Neville and Sim, comes to us from not just what the policy says, but to have clear, direct, precise statements so that there can be no misinterpretation. Some man can say, but the minister did say, and that what we do. And then you want to make sure, as Mr. Faulkner has said, that it aligns with the law. There is a force policy. It's the JC of Human Rights and Firearms Policy. And it does state explicitly the conditions in which the police may return fire to preserve their life. And it does state explicitly that in such circumstances, anybody who is injured during such a situation is entitled to treatment. So the statements give the impression that you're saying, forget about what your force policy says and focus more now on just getting the job done. You don't really want that. That doesn't encourage good governance. And so you want to share with the public as a minister that we have a policy in place. Officers are trained. Nothing is wrong with that. We support the police, as NIA has always said, we support the police defending themselves. But you must do so within the bounds of the law.
Exactly.
So you don't want...
No. The allegation that some individuals in the government either have a friend or friends that own marks or themselves own marks, it doesn't help the situation. Because wouldn't it be good for business that the police is shooting as much people fatally as possible that is deemed to be criminals, that according to the Prime Minister is of no value and should be shown no mercy and no sympathy? Wouldn't it be good business for persons that own marks? Could we have a listing? Could we have a listing? Is it legal for... We need a body in Jamaica that represents the people, that is, I wouldn't say above the government, but does not answer to the government. Similar, they only answer to the law, similar to the Integrity Commission, but this entity is an on-call entity that is funded by the government to investigate certain petitions of the people of Jamaica. So say for instance, this is my suggestion, ladies and gentlemen, and listen to me clearly. Let me clip this up. Let me clip this up. Let me clip up this idea. Alright, so let me clip up this idea. This is me, BOLO V&R, presenting an idea to the people of Jamaica and the government
and the leaders that will be taking over from this wicked government afterwards. I believe that there should be an entity somewhat like the Integrity Commission, a law enforcement entity that is funded by the government to investigate serious concerns of the public that they petition for. So, say for instance, let me give you an example. The situation with the marks and the allegations surrounding certain politicians that is said to have been either connected to marks or owns marks or have a friend that owns marks, right? And allegations swirls around the mismanagement of the healthcare system, where there was a situation with a mother that was sent to a morgue far away from the hospital where there was other morgues close to it. Almost like people are allegedly getting incentives to send dead bodies to these morgues. Because at the end of the day, it's a business, isn't it? And it's a big business. I would love for us to have an entity like the Integrity Commission that probes these types of allegations, that investigate them, right? Especially through the petition of the public. So I'm suggesting that this entity will have a website where when incidents make the news like that, what they would do is,
we about to move up on the top now.
Hold on.
It's love. Matter of fact, don't move that hand no more. Now clap. So Mike, you mean to tell me Diddy was touching on your leg while you were sitting right here on this couch? Trying to, but I seen him before. Get the hell out of the studio.
Wonderful. Subscribe to the channel.
Shout out to the new sub. So that entity, that agency that is not above the government but only answers to the law. They don't answer to any government official. They just get funding, and they would have, auditors to make sure that those funds are being spent the way that they should in investigating different situations. So there would be a petition on their website about a public issue, right? And people can write in to give their concerns, and people can go to the petition online and sign that petition. And when they reach a certain volume of people, say for instance, 0.5% of the population say, yeah man, we need to investigate this. They would investigate it. That's how their investigations would go for the most part, because it's literally a direct contact with the people of Jamaica and the agency to say, we are concerned about this rumor. To put this rumor to rest, we need to know what is going on with these marks. Any specific mark, it doesn't matter. Who owns the mark? Is there any connection with this person and that person to the mark? All of these things. Are these marks getting tax write-offs by the government? Are they getting contract? Whatever. Just look into it, and so we can dispel those rumors if they are to be dispelled, or if the rumors hold any weight, people go to prison. Right? Because you see, the government of Jamaica don't want any mercy for criminals. Right? Well, if that be the case, let us investigate the big heads them, and if they are deemed criminals, let's not give them any mercy either. How about that? Huh? How about you guys don't get any mercy? Oh, I forgot. You're trying to take out the impeachment out of the Constitution. That means no accountability. That means you just walk scotch-free if you do anything illegal while you are a part of the government because you're a head of state. Interesting. So that is my proposal, ladies and gentlemen. That is my proposal. We need, after listening to this, we need that. We need that.
Ambiguous statements. And the statement left a lot to be desired. It wasn't as precise as it should be, so as to encourage good governance. And then when you have ministers and other persons coming out saying, I stand with Minister Chang, it gives the impression, may not be so, but that he's saying something that is wrong, that you're saying, go out there, so do what you have to do, go around the law. And remember where we're coming from. We're coming from ACID, we're coming from SWAT, we're coming from the death squad. And
we're also with
the reason why there's a indicum is because of the many incidents of corruption with the police, you know. This is a fact. This is a fact. There were too many incidents with corrupt cops. This is the reason why we have indicum. So we're not going to act like the police force is clean again. And we're not going to act like the government clean either. 8 of them under investigation for illicit enrichment. 8 of them is under investigation, including the Prime Minister. Right?
In a situation where we're hearing a lot about extrajudicial killings and, there's a lot of mistrust, stuff like that. And so this, you're saying, may not have been the right statement, especially in a context like that where we already have issues.
Right, that is why we had a duty to remind the public of what the law requires. The use of force policy of the security forces captures the circumstances of self-defense. But self-defense is not limitless. Self-defense applies while you're under attack. If the person were to surrender, then you cannot continue your assault. If the threat was to be...
How much time we see police abuse people when them subdued? How much times we have seen that? When there's no way for them to fight back. How much time have we seen that?
Diminished, even if the person was armed with a firearm and the threat has been diminished and you are no longer under threat, then any further action would be retaliatory and not self-defense.
And then you forget about excessive force.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're doing it within the boundaries of the law.
Mr. Faulkner, since Indicum, how has things been as far as Simone used the word extrajudicial killings?
Yes.
But how we have improved, for want of a better word, in that area?
In fairness, I believe we have. And I must commend the former commissioner of Indicum and the staff of Indicum for the work that was done in the early days. You may recall that Michael Gale had to seek justice at the Inter-American Commission of Human Rights, look outside of Jamaica. But since Indicum, we have an independent civilian oversight body to address these matters. And extrajudicial killings, or the allegations, have dipped from in excess of 300.
Not bad. Man, you have to go outside of Jamaica for justice.
To a low of 86 in 2019, but in the last few years, 120 in that region, and we wish to see that go even lower.
Daniel, I think you guys are saying, I'm not certain, we're not saying that either, that the minister was wrong. What should happen? Should he apologize? Should he be removed?
He needs to be removed.
What
should happen?
There are a set of people I would say to say that one is not wrong and one is not right. As a minister, and that's one of the things, and I seek to encourage, as a minister, you're held to a higher standard than everyone else. Even as a council, you can't take for granted certain words. You need to be precise and clear. One would hope that the minister going forward would be precise and clear in his statements and ensure that they align with the Constitution and they encourage the adherence to the rule of law. An apology at this time, you'd have, as Simone would well know, it would have to be worded in such a way, it would take away from, in my personal view, this is not NIS view, but it would take away from that which has already been said.
So what should happen?
I think what needs to be done, respectfully, is that there has to be an encouragement of the JCF's use of force policy. They have a human rights use of force policy that speaks clearly to it, educate the officers about it, educate the public about it, so that they know. It's all about education. And perhaps one of the best things to do, as we are at this juncture of balancing lives, is to ensure that all parties are educated as to what their rights and responsibilities are.
Yeah. Do you think it's that they don't know, or you think maybe because of the extenuating circumstances under which officers now find themselves? Because this is a different time in Jamaica. I mean, I can hear people watching now and saying, Daniel, you can go about the business here, when the policeman did up on the front line shot a bus and the man them You know, I'm sure you get that criticism. You guys are anti-police, and you know, how do you respond to that?
Nobody is anti-police, but we are not anti-Jamaican citizens either. There has to be a balance. There has to be a following of the law, right? And that goes for the police as well. They have to be held a high accountability of the law more than even the citizens. They are enforcers of the law. Enforcers of the law should not break the law. And their punishment should be a higher punishment if they do. But they don't get punished in most cases.
Well, to be fair, I can understand such sentiments, even though I consider those sentiments extreme. In a situation where there's a challenge as to high conduct of criminality and murder, you can understand a citizen saying, as you catch them, kill them. But that would run afoul of the Constitution of the right to preserve life. In other words, if the circumstances continue and you face death, the law says you have to wait until you are injured. You can defend yourself. But once that threat subsides, you cannot continue to apply deadly force. That would convert the protection the law gave you now into a criminal act.
The law speaks to it, Simon. A lot of what we're talking about is not something that is new or novel. The law clearly identifies the circumstances in which the policeman can respond. It clearly identifies how you can go about responding. And it clearly identifies that we owe a duty, that whenever somebody's shot or injured, that you provide assistance for them, because it is life. And that's the thing. We often speak as if we don't have the law to govern our actions. We actually do. So I agree that the situation is many of us don't know what it is. And perhaps if we did more into educating people as to their rights and responsibilities, we would have a better sense of improving our governance level.
I know it's tough. I mean, we've said this last week. It's more than 4 persons killed every single day in Jamaica since the start of the year.
Not a good record to have.
Not a good record. I accept what you guys are saying, and I hope that, and I've said this so many times, the commission and the minister, they can't stop this. I think we have to decide as a country that we know, say, there's a gun over there, that shouldn't be over there, and we ball out and say, there's a gun over there, that shouldn't. And until we get there.
Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
Right, so there. Right, so there, people. I hope I got my point across very, very clearly. Damn, I still did an hour and a half. Boy, I tell you. Man, listen, see y'all later. I don't know. Yeah, in the morning, early in the morning, people, early in the morning. See you early in the morning. I'll be going live early in the morning. There's some things that I had to cover that I didn't get to cover, so I'll see you guys early in the morning, all right? Peace and blessings. I might drop a premiere in the next 2 hours or 3 hours, so look out for that. I didn't drop nothing today. I just went live today because I was so busy. But yeah, see y'all later, man. Peace and blessings.